Hey, hey, hey. Thanks, you guys, for being here today. We're going to spin our wheel to get the movie titles for our 12 Days of Halloween event here at Rich Cat Ranch. Members had the opportunity to select a movie and tell me what day they wanted us to play it. So a couple of movies have already come off of the movie wheel. I may stretch that a little if I hear from one of them, even after we have spun the wheel today. Then I might just replace something. Or if they pick something that was selected during a spin, then we would just plug it in for whatever date they want to see it. So I plan to spin the wheel and just fill in the dates based on the order in which the movies are selected based on those spins. So I have a movie selection from one of the channel members, but not a date yet. She just told me it couldn't be, some certain days of the week. So I may just plug that one in at the end. So we'll start filling in dates beginning with the 20th. And then I just, again, might do a little bit of shuffling to put her movie in on a day that will work best for her. So without further ado, hang on. Let me go back and say hello to everyone that's in my chat today. I know I saw Joe at Garden State Gardener here early waiting for us. Nicole, your name is new to me. I am very tickled to have new people in the chat, and I hope you'll be a part of this event and at least catch some of the movies with us. Nina, my longtime YouTube friend and channel member here, thank you for always being here to support me, and thank you for making your movie selection. I've got it on my list. And hopefully all the little things I have set up to go with the stream today are going to work well for us. I think it'll be fun. And again, just the little disclaimer that if any of the movies that come up on the wheel that are put on the calendar for the event are not available anymore for some reason, because, sometimes Amazon changes up what they have, or wherever I might go to find these movies. If I can't find these movies, we're going to spend 8 times to get 8 alternate titles. That way, even if I've announced that a particular movie is going to play on a particular date, don't be surprised then if I have to announce earlier on that day or sometime leading up to that day that movie's no longer available and it's going to be replaced with one of the other ones. I will wait until as close to the day that we are going to watch these movies as possible before I make those determinations, because I wouldn't want to tell you like a week ahead of time that movie whatever is not available, but then the lineup changes again at whatever streaming service I might use, and it is available. So just kind of go with the flow with me here. And another reminder, this is a free event. It's open to everyone. It doesn't require any downloads. It doesn't require signing up for anything, signing in for anything. I'll post a link for the Cosme room that we'll use to watch the movie together the morning of for each movie. I think it's the same room every time, but just as a little reminder, I'll be posting in my community tab with what the title is for that night and what the movie is going to be. Obviously, movie lengths will determine how long we're together watching the movie. I kind of have it advertised that we'll be together from about 6:30 to 9. If it's a longer than 2-hour movie, then obviously part of that time before the 7 o'clock hour, which is when I plan to start the movies, will just be for chatting. This this sharing service that we use allows us to voice chat, text chat, and video chat. So super fun, and just a really nice way, I think, to enjoy some time together and get to see some great old classic Halloween type titles, some scary stuff, some thriller stuff, some mysteries, some supernatural things. I hope I have selected a good mix of titles for you guys. The 2 movies that have already been selected by channel members are, well, it's kind of up in the air because I didn't have Night of the Living Dead, the original, on the wheel initially. And my channel member, LB at Woman Outdoors, made a comment about that not being on the wheel. So she said that given that it wasn't on the wheel, she would select 13 Ghosts. So I'm going to leave 13 Ghosts on the wheel for now. And we'll plan to show Night of the Living Dead on whichever night. Again, I plug that in after we've done all of our spinning. And then Nina at Runneth Over Garden and Life has selected Wolf, the Jack Nicholson movie. And that will play on the 22nd, which I think is Saturday. Yeah, so I think the Saturday is the 22nd. So that'll be her movie night. If you get in before the end of this stream and become a channel member, I will replace, if a movie that you wanted doesn't come up and you want to choose something else, that is a perk for our channel members. So if you want to become a channel member before the stream ends, we'll still make that happen for you. So let me get rid of this banner. And then let me share my screen to get to the movie wheel. And let's do some spinning. All right. Oops. All right. Oh, I do want to start some Halloween music too for you guys. So let me know if you can hear this music. Can you hear that music? All right, can you guys hear that music? Let me get to my comments. Hello, Vicki, Dr. Lund at Psychology Noir with Dr. Lund. Oh, I need to turn this volume down because I can't even hear myself. It's just supposed to be background sound. So again, tell me if you guys can hear the Halloween music. Okay, good. Yes. Make sure I didn't miss anyone else. All right, and let's do our first spin. All right, let me make a note here. Movie 1 is down. I'm going to turn the music down here on the little player so that we can then hear the wheel spinning. Because I need to turn up all of the system audio, I think. Oh, I needed to take that off of there. Let me take the birds off of there since I didn't do it the right way here. All right, that one's off. And let me turn the volume up now so we can hear the wheel. Oh, did I turn the music down too much? I think I did. Okay, so hopefully that'll work. Hey, there's Weave's World. Thank you. Hey, Weave's World, right quick, if you want to pick a movie, pick your movie and let me know what night you'd like it to play on. I'll keep spinning. If your movie comes up while we're spinning, that's fine. But I will be watching the comments to see if you've got a selection and a date for your movie. All the movies will start at 6:30 p.m. Central Time U.S. So I know you're kind of a night owl, so maybe that won't be a problem for you. Oh my gosh, y'all, I'm so worried about this music being too loud. I guess I'd rather it be a little too soft than a little too loud. All right, so let's spin for movie number 2. Yeah, I've only spun for one movie and 2 channel members have selected movies. So still lots of titles if you want to go to my community tab and see what we've got on the wheel. Okay, here comes number 2. All right. The Haunting, 1999. Catherine Zeta-Jones and one of the Wilson boys, I think. I can't remember who else is in that. Lily Taylor, maybe? All right, 13 Ghosts. Weave, do you have a date in the event that you want that movie to play? Does it need to be like a Friday or a Saturday or sometime when it's maybe a little easier for you to stay up late? Let me know that because I can shuffle some stuff around. All right, let's take this movie off the wheel. And let's spin again. Movie number 3 coming up. Yeah, this movie probably creeps me out more than some of the scary Halloween movies on the list just because it has to do with sharks. All right. All right, let's remove that from the wheel. Okay, any date for you. So I'll plug yours in then. Well, let's just go ahead and put 13 Ghosts in on for the 24th. How about that? All right, and let's get another spin underway. Yes. Okay, Richard's going to be real excited about this one because when I was asking him for suggestions for the wheel, this was the first movie that came to mind. If you haven't seen this one, again, this is sort of a combination thriller, supernatural, horror kind of a thing. It's amazing. So if you haven't seen it, I'm really excited that it came up on the list. All right. Make a note here. Okay. Take that off of the wheel. Yes, it is, Weaves. I hope you think it's an awesome movie because we both love that movie. That's just, the creep factor is so great, and we really like that one. So Richard will be excited about that. All right, another spin. A great old 80s horror movie. I think this one has Adrienne Barbeau in it. She was like queen of the, kind of drama horror movies back then. So, yes, that's the one, Dr. Lund. And yeah, Nina, I think that Darkwater movie, that's part of what makes it so scary because it's so much more real. Okay, well, we'll see if we can recreate that somewhere, Weaves, and get you to at least wince a little bit. All right, let's take this one off of the wheel, and let's give the wheel another spin. Another classic. This was 1979, but close enough to 80s that I think of it being 80s. This has the who's the guy married to Barbara Streisand? What's his name? Oh gosh, what is his name? What's the guy's name married to Barbara Streisand? Somebody will know. Hey, Fat Ninja, how are you? Thanks for being here today. All right, let's remove this one. Give the wheel another spin. Oh, this is so awesome. Can you have a Halloween movie event without having Psycho? I, James Brolin, yes, thank you. I would venture to guess that all of you have seen Psycho. This is the original. Oh my gosh, and I can see the guy. I used to be really good with names of people in movies, but not so. Perkins, somebody Perkins. And Janet Leigh. Is it Janet Leigh that was in this movie? I think so. So Psycho is on the list. Let's take this off of the wheel and give it another spin. Yes. Oh, y'all, we've got some great spooky stuff coming up here, don't we? This is amazing. This is great. Norman Bates, yeah. Haven't we all dated a Norman Bates at some point? All right, let's take The Exorcist off the list. So, again, this is one that if you are into horror movies or you're a Halloween kind of a fan, I would sure guess that you've seen The Exorcist. This is among the list of probably the top, 5 best horror movies ever. And it has such a great balance of, the supernatural element, the special effects, the whole evil concept. So, golly, Linda Blair, I think that's where she got her start. So, let's get this one off the wheel and spin one more time. This spin here is the final spin for the 12 movies, since we have 3 members that have chosen movies. And then we'll select those 8 alternates before we get out of here today. This might not be considered too terribly Halloweeny, but I just think it's kind of sweet and spooky, and put it on the list, just so we'd have a little bit of a lighter option here and there. There's one other that was on the wheel for an option. And just remember, some of these movies may get switched out at some point for various reasons, but at least you'll know which titles came up when we did our spinning. All right, so those right now are the 12 movies that we will plan to play, kind of in order. I put Night of the Living Dead on Thursday the 27th because that's a day that does work, I think, for LB. I'll double check that, and then I'll get the list of titles and the dates on which they'll play published to my community tab a little bit later today, along with the alternate titles. And then again, in the day or so leading up to each movie, I'll check availability again, make sure that we can still access those movies to share with you. It is free for everyone. So even if it's like an Amazon title or something that we have to pay for, Richard and I will pay for that. If all of these movies turn out to be pay movies and we're in a bind, I might plug in something else that came up as an alternate that's a free movie. So just throw that disclaimer out there too. But let's now get our spins underway for the 8 alternate titles. And hello, Lee at First Floor Audio. Thank you for being here today. Here comes alternate title number 1. Ooh, I was going to say that's right on the edge, isn't it? That's a good alternate. All right, let's take that off the wheel. Another alternate spin here. So obviously I'll have to spin again. I forgot to take that one off when Weave's World chose it. So we're going to take that off. That's already scheduled for the 24th. I think I just randomly put that on the 24th. So here comes another spin for an alternate. Alternate number 2. All right. Let me take 13 ghosts off of there again. I just see that on there twice. And before we get out of here today, I might even open up the chat. If there's a movie that came up in the alternates that you would rather have moved to the more definite list, we'll do a little vote before we get out of here today and let you guys make an executive decision. All right, another spin. This is alternate number 3. This is a pretty good movie. It's just kind of spooky. It's got Dennis Quaid in it, I think, and that's probably why I put it on the list, because I like him. And just FYI, guys, Dr. Lund that's in the chat today will be my second guest on tomorrow's Rich Cat Ranch Roundup. John at Home Bartending with John is going to be the first guest, so this is going to be a fun show. What a great little combination of content creators there. All right, let's take this off of the wheel and spin again. This is alternate number 4. Right, take this off. And there, what did I just see on there twice again? Or maybe I forgot to take it off. Psycho. Let's take that off. Only because I don't want to. I guess it's 6 of one, half dozen of another. Oh, there's still Devil on there. Huh? Am I not remembering to take these off? Okay, where's Psycho? All right. Alternate number 5. Okay. I don't know how these keep coming up again. So I'll just keep spinning. Alternate number 5. Okay, this is another one that, it takes place on Halloween, so I just wanted to put it in again to have at least a couple of lighter movies. I'm still not sure why some of the movies that I took off, or I thought I did, haven't come off the wheel. So I see Beetlejuice on there again. I'm just going to leave it for now. And see, I just took E.T. off, but it's still there. So I may just be having some glitches with my wheel. Let me see if I can just take them off here. All right, and we'll spin for, this is alternate number 6. Hey, LB, how are you? Yes, I've got you on the list, LB, and I put that date for you at the 27th. Thank you, Nina. How sweet of you. Thank you. Wow, these are some good alternates coming up. Okay, that one looks like it came off, so that's good. Alternate number 7. Didn't Halloween, wasn't that one of my spins, or was that not one of my spins? Maybe not. No, I think we were close to it being a spin. I sure didn't write it down if it was a spin. But here's another great alternate. One more alternate. Okay, that already came up. It sure doesn't want to come off the wheel, does it? Take that off there. And here comes the last spin. Let's cross our fingers and see if this will I actually think most recently I've seen this movie, Carnival of Souls. I think MST3K riffed this one on their show. So I don't remember. It's pretty creepy. It's obviously an old horror movie classic. We'll take that off. Oops. Oh my goodness. I wonder if I was using my cursor over here on the screen that I'm looking at for StreamYard instead of on the second screen where we're running the thing. Maybe that's why that happened. So, all right. So I'm going to open up the chat. Let me know if you need me to read the movies that were drawn, or y'all just do that and make a mental note, and then I will go over the alternates. And if one or more of you in the chat would rather have an alternate title plugged in where one of the first 12 were plugged in, then hey, thank you, Dr. Lund. Thank you. Thank you. If one of you would like to have something plugged in, or one or more of you, we'll talk about that and vote. Hey there, Heart of Zany. How sweet for you to be here today. We just did all of our spinning, and we're going to talk now about the possibility of plugging in an alternate. Again, it could still change. If any movie ends up not being available on the night that we were going to show it, then I'll still have to just move to the next movie on the list. So I'll have to hang on to all these movies, even if we flip-flop an alternate with a first 12 title. So the first 12 in the order that we spun, so starting with the night of Thursday next week, October 20th, is The Birds, Alfred Hitchcock, 1963, I think. Tippi Hedren. Friday the 21st is The Haunting, the Catherine Zeta-Jones and one of the Wilson boys. Saturday the 22nd, Wolf with Jack Nicholson. That was our channel member Nina's pick. Sunday the 23rd, Dark Water. This is the relatively new movie, 2005. This is the couple that's like on a snorkeling trip or scuba diving trip, and they get stranded in the middle of the ocean, and of course the sharks hear about it. On Monday the 24th, I have our channel member Weave's World's pick, 13 Ghosts. This is Tony Shalhoub, whom I love from the TV show Monk. That's one of my favorite TV shows. Let me take the screen off. I can stop sharing my screen, I guess, and just get back to telling you about the movies. So that's Monday the 24th. Tuesday the 25th, the movie Devil. I don't remember who's in it, but again, it really creeped us out. And it was the one movie that Richard came up with right away when I said, hey, what movies do you want me to put on this wheel? So I kind of hope some of y'all haven't seen some of these. And that movie I'm not going to want to replace because it's just really great and a great creepy Halloween title. Wednesday the 26th, The Fog, 1980 with Adrienne Barbeau. I don't know if that's a Stephen King movie. It kind of has some Stephen King feel to it, so I think it might be. Thursday, the 27th, we have Night of the Living Dead in honor of LB at Woman Outdoors, another of our channel members. Let me know if that is not a good day for you, Woman Outdoors. And hello there, Zombie Prepper Robert, how are you? And Jim's Modern Life, how are you? Thank you guys for being here. I'm going down the list of the movies that came up in our spins for the 12 days, and then we'll go over the movies that came up as alternates in case one of these 12-day movies isn't available on the day that we plan to show it. So that was Night of the Living Dead on the 27th. Friday the 28th, the Amityville Horror, 1979, James Brolin, and thank you to Dr. Lund for reminding me what his name is. Great classic old horror movie. Again, great supernatural element to that. I love those combinations. That was Friday. So Saturday, I'm so glad this came up for a Saturday. Psycho, the 1960, I think it is. Anthony Perkins, Janet Leigh, like quintessential Alfred Hitchcock, horror, scary, thriller kind of a movie. Again, I'm guessing most, if not all of you have seen it, but if not, then I'm so tickled that it came up here on the list. Sunday the 30th, The Exorcist. Oh my gosh, so another classic horror movie. I want to say I really did see that in the theaters when it came out. My parents were big horror buffs, like Dracula, sci-fi, stuff like that. I know that's where I got part of that. And so it wouldn't surprise me. I would have been, 10 or 11 years old, but it wouldn't surprise me that they would have loaded us all up in the car. Well, how many of us would have been there? My youngest little brother would not have been around yet, but it would have been me and my sister and one of my brothers. I'm the oldest, so again, it wouldn't surprise me. They probably put us all in the car and went to the drive-in. We probably went to the drive-in theater to see it. So great movie there. And then for Monday, the 31st, Beetlejuice. This is Michael Keaton, Gina, what's her name? Gina Davis, I think. Is that right? No. Is Gina Davis in that? I want to say Gina Davis is in that. So if one of you in the chat remembers who's in Beetlejuice with Michael Keaton, shout it out. So those are our first 12. Those are the ones that if all goes well, we'll just watch them in that order every night. Movie will start again around 7 each night, but I plan to open up the room at 6:30 so that we can chat. The voice chat is really okay. Thank you, Jim. Yes, Gina Davis in the movie with Michael Keaton, Beetlejuice. The voice chat is one of my favorite features because a lot of times, we see each other online here at YouTube, and obviously you can hear me. And if you have channels and I've watched your channels, then I can hear you if you talk in your videos. But a lot of times people will come in that they either don't have channels or they don't talk in their videos. And it'd be the first time I get to hear someone's voice. So that's really fun. Thank you, Robert, for sharing it. Yeah, The Exorcist. That's got to be like top 3 all-time scariest, creepiest movies I've ever seen. All right, then our alternates in the order in which we spun for them. So they won't necessarily mean anything. If a movie becomes unavailable, I just may randomly pick something from the alternates list to replace it. So these won't necessarily all be used, and they won't necessarily all be chosen in the order that I see them. Hello, Akashi Chris. Thank you for being here. We just got finished spinning, and I'm just going over now what all the selections were to refresh everyone's memories. And you can still be in on helping us decide if we want to replace one of the first 12 with something on the alternates list. So the first alternate that came up was Scream, 1996, Drew Barrymore. I still consider that a little lighter as well, especially compared to stuff like The Exorcist and the Amityville Horror. Second alternate movie was The Lost Boys, a classic vampire film. Cold Creek Manor, alternate number 3. I think that's Dennis Quaid and Sharon Stone, and I don't remember who plays the creepy guy in it. It's not Dennis Quaid. Fourth alternate was Children of the Corn, Peter Horton, and I don't know who else again. Creepy, creepy movie. This might also be a Stephen King movie. Is that a Stephen King story? Um, Fifth alternate movie, E.T. the Extra Terrestrial. So a quintessential, when all is said and done, feel good movie. Steven Spielberg. How can you go wrong? Little tiny Drew Barrymore. And oh my gosh, what's Elliot's name in that movie? I mean, what's his real name? Great actor. He just recently did a Netflix series where his family lives in a haunted house. Of course, I can't remember that. That's really good too. Number 6 alternate movie, Carrie. Sissy Spacek. This is a Stephen King movie. In fact, I think this is the first book Stephen King ever wrote. I think Carrie was the first Stephen King novel, or the first Stephen King novel ever published. Maybe he wrote something before then. But wow, what a way to hit the scene. Write a book and have it turn into a classic blockbuster film. So that's one of the alternates. 7th alternate was A Nightmare on Elm Street. Of course, I love that one because it's got Johnny Depp in it. I'm a big Johnny Depp fan. Is Johnny Depp in The Lost Boys too? I know Nina will know that because she loves that movie. So that was the number 7 alternate, A Nightmare on Elm Street. So like the original one, 1984, I think. And then number 8, maybe a lesser known one, is Carnival of Souls. I don't think this is a Giallo film, but I do think it's one of the producers or directors or whatever from back in that time that was really well known for his gore and scary stuff. It's black and white, kind of slow moving, but just that kind of adds to the creep factor. So opening up the chat. Yeah, Salem's Lot didn't make the list. There were I had to. Yeah, Christine is on the list. I've seen that one, another Stephen King movie, book. I've certainly seen more Stephen King movies than I have read Stephen King books. I think The Regulators is the only Stephen King book I've ever read, which probably wasn't the best book to read as the first Stephen King book because it goes back and forth a lot from different like time periods, like flashback. And so it took me a little while of reading just to get into the rhythm of, oh, okay, wait, now we're back at this point in the story before this happens, or oh, now we're ahead of where we just were. So 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 we'll broaden it even more. I will allow for, at this point, because again, things may change anyway, I'll allow for 3. Where's my camera? Wow, this whole green screen thing doesn't really work great. 3 changes. Henry Thomas, thank you. Yes, I couldn't remember Elliot's name. He's a great actor. So if one or more of you want to throw it out that an alternate title or something on the wheel, let me put the wheel back up for you. If something on the wheel that you really hoped would come up did not come up, forget the ones that didn't come off even though I took them off of the wheel. I'm not sure why it did like that. And let me go full screen. So if there's something on the wheel, yeah, I don't want to. Oh, is that what I needed to do? I just can't turn my hand. Yeah, so we'll open up the chat to select 3 movies that were either alternates or that are still on the wheel, but then you're also going to have to propose which movie we take off of the 12 movies list. And I'm happy just to go through them again if you don't know for sure. But if there was one on the 12 movies that you know for sure it's not your favorite or you're not as interested in seeing it, and there's another one that's an alternate or that's still on the wheel that you'd like to propose that we put into that spot, chat is open. You guys sound off. And yeah, I love that one. Jim, I was just worried that people would consider that one more sci-fi. I'm a huge sci-fi nerd too. But that's one that scared the bejeebers out of me too, watching that one. I really think there were times that I was watching the movie looking through my fingers because I was just so afraid of what was about to happen. So yeah, I'm going to give it a minute if you guys want to think it over. And if my handwriting wasn't so bad, I guess I could have been typing these selections out so that then I could have shared some kind of a screen with the selections on it. But anything that's on the wheel or that was on the wheel, if anybody wants to swap something out, we'll swap something out. I'm going to put up just my other little reminder banner about tomorrow's show. We'll just let that run across the bottom so that it's not in anybody's way. I'm really tickled with the movies that came up. Some of them I haven't seen as often as I've seen the other ones, but I think I've seen all of them. I think I've seen all of these. All right, another minute or so if anybody wants to make a swap. And I posted the link, the StreamYard link, as a pinned comment at the top of the chat. If you want to pop in and let us know what your Halloween plans are or what your family's traditions are, I thought that might kind of be fun. We could just take a few minutes and let everybody come up and share so we can just get more in the spirit of the season and the holiday. Yeah, American Werewolf in London. It's on the list. It was. Yes, an American Werewolf in London. That's a great one. Oh, is Cassie here? Hey, Cassie, thanks for being here today. And there's Candyman. I got to have at least a couple of people if they want to swap something for a suggestion. I at least need to know that a couple of you guys are okay with it. The Shining, yes. Another, again, is that Stephen King? That's Stephen King, isn't it? Golly, that's just his niche, isn't it? All right, anybody want to come up on the screen? I'm going to take this wheel off now. If no one wants to come up, that's okay. Or if you want to post it in the chat, what your tradition is or what you're looking forward to for Halloween. I hope part of what you're looking forward to is doing this 12 days of Halloween with us. This is new for us. This is a first. But I really love the concept of it anyway, because that Cosme room is super, it's just so easy to use, and it works so well, and it makes it so much more fun to kind of share screens with each other. So I have two people agreeing on The Shining. Anybody opposed to swapping one of the 12 movies out for The Shining? So tell me first if you're okay with swapping it out and plugging that in somewhere, and then I'll go over the movies on the 12 list again that can be replaced, because some of them we don't want to replace. Our channel members' movies aren't going to be replaced, and then I'm going to leave Devil on there so that Richard can watch that with us. I searched around to find some what I thought would be fun Halloween music. I don't know how long that's going to last. I think I recorded like 45 minutes. Yeah, so it's got 10 and a half minutes left to go. Yeah, again, Jim, there were a lot of movies that I just couldn't get them all on the list. Or maybe it cost more to rent them. And so I had to be, frugal about it too, because there are going to be a handful of these that we'll have to pay to rent so that we can make it free for everyone. Question, Kathy, can you see the screen for the movies on a TV? If you have a web browser, if you have a smart TV and you can go to like a web browser on your TV, Dr. Lund, you'll be able to watch it. This is a web-based sharing platform. All right, so no one is opposed to switching out The Shining. If we switch out The Shining, let me know of the following titles what movie you want to replace with The Shining. So, The Birds, The Haunting, Dark Water, The Fog, The Amityville Horror, Psycho, The Exorcist, or Beetlejuice. And if there's no picks, then I might, I don't know, I might do another spin. Maybe I'll just record a little session where I spin the wheel and I put those movies on it, and the one that comes up is the one that's going to get replaced with The Shining. Does that sound okay? So Nina says Beetlejuice, that we can replace Beetlejuice with The Shining, which would be okay with me too. Again, Beetlejuice, I just threw it in there to have something a little lighter. If somebody wanted something lighter, maybe it would come up. Yeah, I love the original of The Thing, Jim. That's on my list of top 5 all favorite movies. Is the original The Thing. I like the Kurt Russell one too, but I like that. My number 1 top favorite movie of all time. It's a close tie. Well, it's not a tie. It is a little bit ahead. Number 1 favorite movie is The Day the Earth Stood Still, the 1951 version. But it's followed so closely by Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. So the first Star Wars that came out. Okay, so we're going to replace Beetlejuice with The Shining. And I'll just move Beetlejuice to the alternates list. Worst case scenario, then, if none of those other alternates come up, if I for some reason have to go through all of them. And won't that be fitting? Because The Shining, Beetlejuice was the last movie in the 12 days. So I think that would be a great movie for Halloween night. Okay, so be watching for the community tab post. I'll get all of the movies and the dates on which they're going to play posted. If you have questions about how the Cosme thing works, or just how this event is going to work, you can put it in the comments for that community post. Again, it's free for anyone. You don't have to be subscribed to the channel. You don't have to be a channel member. And based on how this goes, we may do other events like this. We were doing like a movie night a month. Some of us got together and watched Greenland with Gerard Butler a couple of Saturdays ago. Great movie. And it's just a fun night. It really kind of feels like, obviously in a virtual sense, we all got together at one of our homes and sat down and watched a movie with each other. So, hey, Nancy at Our Treasured Home, how are you? Thanks for being here today. But I will turn you guys loose. I may also create a post. I'd still love to know what your family's Halloween traditions are, or something that you remember as a kid that was special to you, or something that you're looking forward to this season. But feel free to share information about the 12 days of Halloween. And I thank you all for being here. Thank you to Nina and Dr. Lund for the super chats to help offset the cost of renting some of the movies. That is incredibly generous and definitely will make a difference, so that we don't have to worry that it could come up. I won't even tell y'all what hay is costing us right now, but this has been a year to remember, just with the cost of food, for not as much for the indoor animals, but the flock and Cabo and Delilah. It's ridiculous how hard that's hitting our pocketbook this year. So thank you to those people for the super chats. And I will see you guys tomorrow at 2:00. Again, please be here to meet John from Home Bartending with John, and Dr. Lund with Psychology Noir with Dr. Lund. We'll do interviews with both of them, and we'll go over our stats like we always do for our other channel members. Be blessed, everyone. Again, thanks for being with me today. This was super fun for me, so I hope you liked it. And love to all from Rich Cat Ranch. See you in the next video.